Hi all, welcome back. This is part 7 of the series of 9 videos. In the last videos we have created the Kubernetes cluster using the kops, and this video we will you again use in AWS Cloud and Amazon Linux MI, and we will create a CI/CD pipeline using Git, Jenkins, Maven, Docker, Ansible, and Kubernetes. And this Kubernetes cluster, which we prepared in the last video, we will use over here. So if you want to go know that how to create this Kubernetes cluster using the kops, you can go to the last video. Now, in this video, what we will do, user will just check in the code in the GitHub, and Jenkins will create a continuous build using the Maven. And here we are using the Ansible. Ansible will use using the playbooks. It is mainly use the two playbooks. And first playbook, it will create a build, Docker build, and push the image to the Docker Hub. And second playbook, it will deploy. It will fetch the Docker image from the Docker Hub and deploy it to the Kubernetes cluster and create the services and deployment set over there in Kubernetes. And we will access that application in directly from the Kubernetes. So we will do it automatically flow when user will change the code over here, and automatically it will reflect it indirectly on the Kubernetes side, and it will application will get changed. This is the flow we will discuss here in the covered in the POC. And in the last video, I have already created the Kubernetes cluster. I will show you in this console. We have a 4 system. This is a management server which we used. We have created. Uh, it is just refreshing. Oh, need to log in it again. Right. Let me log in. You can see here we have a 4 instance running here. This is a K8 management master server where we use this machine for creating the Kubernetes cluster using the kops. So you can see here we already logged in this server. I think we need to log it again because it is refresh. No, we are still connected. Okay. So we have connected this server, and we can see here kubectl get nodes. We can see here we have a one master node and two worker node, which is ready state. And this is the two node server and the master server, which already is created here. We have done in the last video these things. So our cluster is ready here. Now we need to create our other server because this is already created. We need to create one more instance for the Ansible and one more instance for the Jenkins, right? Let's discuss on the agenda. We will change the host name first for that Jenkins and Ansible machine. After we need to install the Java, Maven, Jenkins, and Jenkins plugins. We will do it all those things on the one server, and we will install Ansible and Docker and the second machine. Then we will create a password connection between the Ansible and Docker, and again create a connection between the Jenkins and Ansible. Now we have a GitHub repository URL where we have all those deployment script like services script for Kubernetes and deployment script. And for Ansible, we have that playbooks on that GitHub repository. And for creating the Docker image, we have a Docker file and host file also for in that GitHub. And after that we will create the Jenkins job and we will run it manually here, and after that we'll configure for the automatically deployment for the backup configuration, right? So we will check it out. We will currently we have a two system, so we need to change the host name here to identifying those server, because still we have a four servers ready, and we are going to create two more server. And after this, we need to install Java on the both servers. And after Java, we need to install the Maven on the Jenkins instance. And then we need to install the Jenkins on the Jenkins machine. And we will use this plugin, four plugin in that Jenkins, GitHub, Maven, and Docker, been integrated and published over SSS. Four plugin is required only. And after that, we'll second system, we will install the Ansible. This is Ansible installation. And after that, we will create a passwordless connection for Ansible with the local host. And we'll create a passwordless connection between the Ansible and the Kubernetes master. And then connection between the Jenkins and Ansible. And we will set the Maven path in the jobs in the Jenkins side, right? Now, after that, we need to connection between the Jenkins and Kubernetes. Actually, there are multiple way we can do this slide. This is step. Uh, we need to put our playbooks, our file to the Kubernetes master instance, right? So we can do it manually and go and create the files in the Kubernetes master instance, or that is one way. And second way, we can copy directly from the GitHub directly to the Kubernetes master instance. So for doing this things, we need to connection between Jenkins and Kubernetes. That is required. So either way is there. If we don't want to create a connection from the Jenkins, we can go directly and copy on the Kubernetes master. I will show you in the demo also that thing. After that, we will check the GitHub URL. And also in host file, we need to change the Kubernetes instance private IP, because this IP we need to change it here. That is a currently IP current. We don't need updated in the GitHub repository, right? And we need to create the connection for the GitHub connection for this is type. This is Docker Hub. We need to log in with Docker Hub credential on Ansible server for the root user for the root user, right? So what happening where when Ansible will create an image, and Ansible want to uh, push this image to the Docker Hub, they need credential to the login with the Docker Hub. So we have already created the connection that time. It is required. Otherwise, if we will not do this thing, we'll get the credential exception. And after that, we will do in two parts. We will create a Jenkins CI job. This will use the Maven project. In this project, we will create the files, war file, and we will just send it to the uh, Ansible server, right? And after doing these things, we will run only one playbook here. This is a simple DevOps image.yml. It is mainly creating the jar file, creating the Docker file, and push to the Docker Hub. This is the first step. And and in the second step, we will create the CD doc. CD doc will take the files from the GitHub, and it will deploy those things in the Kubernetes cluster. That is a deployment and services. We can do files we can deploy directly from here, right? So I will show you all those things in the demo. And after that, we will link CI in CD job using the post build action. We will call the CD job upon completion of the CI job. After deploying these things, we can access the URL for the Kubernetes master nodes or worker node 1 or worker node 2 with public IP with the node port and web apps. So we will access the same application in three ways, right? Because we have one master and two worker nodes. And these are the details for the file which we will discuss later in this demo. And this is a webhook compress configuration. This is required to configure this webhook for automatic deployment. When user will change the code, this Kubernetes deployment will be changed as per the changes for the user directly. We don't need to any manual intervention is required over here, right? So we will do a same thing in demo. So let's go and start the demo. Okay, this is the first one, right? So we will go to the AWS console and create the two instance, right? We have already 4 instances for the Kubernetes. Now we need to create 2 more instances for that. And all those instances, we will do it, you can see here, we can do in the Amazon Linux 2 MI, right? This is the things, Amazon Linux 2. I am just increasing the number of instances here too directly. You can see here we need to create Jenkins and Ansible. So I am Ansible. I am selecting the security group which is open for all port. I will select this North Virginia key pair and I am launching the instance. Now you can see here it is showing same name for 2 instances. So I will change the name for 1 instance to Jenkins. Let me open okay. So you can see here I am just copying this one to the Jenkins. One is for Jenkins, another for the Ansible, right? So I'm connecting Jenkins. Taking sudo, I'm changing the host name first. You can see here in this video, host name Jenkins, right? Right. I am changing etc also. You can see here I've changed the host name, so I'm taking the sudo su again. So you can see here it is showing the Jenkins, right? Now I'm updating this all the packages here. Right, this is Jenkins system is going to ready. Now I will go and connect with the other instance, Ansible one, right? It is connecting and it is connected, right? So I am updating yum update the package here. Package updated. Now I'm changing the host name. You can see here in this slide Ansible control node, right? I am copying this one. See, now I am changing into etc file also slash host name. You can see here this is Ansible node. We can easily now identify this Ansible node. You can see here other system is this is the K8 master server management server, right, for Kubernetes, and this one is for the Ansible control node, right? And this one is the Jenkins, right? Our Jenkins system. So I am putting something here, right? You can see now, right? So we have done this step. Now move to the next one. We need to install the Java version. I've already updated the packages here. So I'm installing this to Jenkins system, Java 11, and same on this Ansible one, right? And after that, we need to install 1.8 version Java. After that, we will check which Java version is required. See here, currently selected for 1.8, so I'm selecting one here, and we can see Java version is 11.0 in Jenkins server, and Ansible this is 1.8, right? Both are, we can work on that, right? In that way. Now we need to enable the password authentication. So we need to do it changing in the config file. I am opening it. I am commenting this now one, right? This one we have done. Now here, this one. Right? We have changed it. And now we need to restart the services site, SST service. Now we have done, right? This service. We enable the password authentication, right? Now, after that, we need to install Maven only on the Jenkins system. So this is our Jenkins system. So I'm going to this OPT. You can see here only default folder is there, AWS and RS. We are getting the tar file, and after getting the tar, we need to unzip it. can see here. See, now we need to rename the name to Maven. It is done. You can see this Maven is folder is created, right? And now we need to change the path. We need to set it here. I'm commenting existing one and copying our things, our path here, right? Now we need to reset the things. So sudo su minus, it is restarting again, and we can check the path. We are getting it right. We can check for the M2 also. This is a Maven path. It is configured, right? Now we have done Maven. Now we need to install the Jenkins on the Jenkins system. First, we need to configure repository. Sorry, something we missed out, right? Yeah, this one. Okay, now we need to take the keys, import the key. After that, we need to install the Jenkins. It is installing, then we can check the status of Jenkins. See, the status is not active, so we need to start the Jenkins. Started, right? Now we are getting sudo permission to the Jenkins user. We are adding this user, Jenkins user, to here. Add it. Now I'm saving this file, right? Now we need to restart the Jenkins services. It is done, right? Now we can go and test the Jenkins public ID, right? Now we can see here in the AWS console, Jenkins, this one is Jenkins, and this public IP we can copy here, right? And I'm running it here, right? 8080. We need to unlock the Jenkins and need to key. We need to go to here and take these keys, right? We got the key here. And now we don't want to install any plugin now. So we are skipping it. We have skipped this admin, skip the setup of admin user. So we need to set up the reset the password for the admin. Let's start the Jenkins. And in the configure, we can see here admin. I'm applying it and save. You can see we are getting this message meant our password is active. So we need to log in with password. You can see here. Now we need to install the plugins. because you have not installed any plugin so far. So manage plugins, we need to go to available. This is GitHub. First plugin is required. Now second one is Maven, Maven integration and Maven invoker, right? Second one, and you can see here we are installing this plugin Maven invoker Maven integration and then publish over SSH. Now we need to do it install without restart. You can see here it will install multiple plugins, such as supporting plugins. Installation is required. It will take few minutes to install it. You can see here installation is in progress. So meanwhile, we can just pause it and we can go. We can just go and Ansible server and install that packages for the installation. So we have already ready for that. Server is ready, right? Ansible, this one, right? The server is Ansible controls node already there, so we need to do it here, install it here, right? We have installed to Python. It is installation is there. Now we will install pip install Ansible, right? It will take some time, then we will check the Ansible version. Ansible is installing here. Let's go and check it. Plugins. You can see plugin is installed successfully, right? Now we are going back to the top, right? And again, we are going to the manage Jenkins, and we will configure the Maven. Go to the global tool configuration, and here you can add the Maven. So we have already installed the Maven, so we just need to give the path opt/Maven, right? So this is my Maven configuration has been done, and the Jenkins, right? Now it's still here, it is installing. So we are pausing it here for that Jenkins things will come back again after installation on the things on the Ansible server, right? So it, I think it is installation has been done. You can see here Ansible version, it is installed and no configuration path is done. So we need to create the configure host file here. So we are need to create the directory Ansible, right? And we need to go to here and create the host file. And currently we are just so we are adding only a local host as of now. You can see here cat localhost, right? We have done this thing. Now in the same instance, Ansible system will create the Docker image. So we need to install Docker over here. So we need to install this Docker. I'm installing here. Docker installation is in progress. It's done, right? You can check the Docker version, right? And after that, we can check the Docker service status. See, service is started. Now we need to check the status, right? As you can see, it is started. We can check some command for the Docker images. Nothing is there. And Docker PS, we don't have anything because just installed, right? Our command is working fine, right? So we have done this installation of Docker over here. Now we need to create the NS admin user. So you need to that user we will use when we will create things from the Jenkins, right? So this same user we will use. I am giving the same password NS admin token successfully, right? Now we need to add the Ansible, NS Ansible user into sudo, give the sudo access for that. We are going and add to the sudo's file. We've added here, right? And saving this file, right? And after that, we need to add this NS admin to Docker group. It is added, right? Now we need to create directory in the OPT in the Ansible server. You can see here we have default folders. It's created. We need to create one folder, Kubernetes, right? So you can see here Kubernetes. You can see access for the root, but we need to access for the ANS admin user, because we will send document from the Jenkins to the Ansible using the ANS admin user. So this owner of this user should be ANS admin, right? You can see here this one ANS admin, right? Kubernetes. So we have done this slide also. Now we will check the passwordless connection with the Ansible user host or the local host. So what we need to do, we will log in with the ANS admin user, right? And generate the key. Let me clear it first. You can see who am I. This is ANS admin user, right? And pw2, it is in home directory, right? You can see an ls-al. You can see this is no dot sss file is there. Let's go and generate the key, right? It is generated here. You can see here this sss file is generated, and see sss file is generated. I am doing dot sss. You can see here two IDs is created over here, public and private keys, right? That is we have done. Now we need to generate this keys for the local ID, local host. It is asking for the first time it asks for the password. This key is added, and it is connected with the local, right? So we have done this step, right? Now next step, we need to create the connection between the Ansible and the Kubernetes master, right? So for doing this, uh, log in with the Ansible server and copy the public key on the Kubernetes cluster master account, right? So what we need to do, Ansible user ANS admin and Kubernetes user is Ubuntu, right? So we are already with you log in with the NS admin. You have done. We can see here. Go to the .sss file. You can just we have just created just file, right? RSA files, right? And you can see here, we can copy this id underscore RSA dot public key here. See, this public key, we need to copy it from here, Ansible instance, and paste to the authorized key in the Kubernetes master server. So we need to log in with the Kubernetes master server, right? How can we log in with the Kubernetes master server? We can go in multiple ways, right? Uh, Currently, we can see here, we have connected with K8 management node server. I will show you here. We have connected with this server, sorry, K8 management server. This server basically we used for creating the cluster, so we can directly to the master server, right? As I have already shown same thing in the last videos when I created this cluster. So let me go. We are in this management server, right? Let me go on directly to the node server, or you can go and directly connect with this server. Both are the same thing. So for opening one window, I am using same window for the both server, right? So let's connect with that thing. So we need to create something, some keys for that, right? So if you want, I will show you in the slide is also there. So I will show in my last video, I have shown same thing. See this one, I have shown here, set up the cluster using the kops, right? These are the steps which I have followed, right? So same steps and we need to follow. And you can see here, connected to the Kubernetes cluster I have written here from master cluster. I'm copying this command directly from here. See, and I am going to this management server. It's not copied. Copied. Yeah, it is copied. Yeah, you can see we are connected with the master node, right? With Ubuntu user, you can see here. And if you write down the exit one, then just connected to the management server, right? And again, if we run this command, then we will move to directly to the master node, right? So we are reached out the master node. Now I'm coming back again to my slide. This one, right? We can directly go to the connection, connect from the management server. I'm writing here. Oh, 1 minute. I think it is clear. Okay, it is clear. Okay, no problem. Okay, now we go to the SSS folder here. You can see where we are, right? Ubuntu. Here ls.sss, you can see here authorization key is there, right? So we will go .sss folder and we will authorize vi, we will change it, right? So we need to copy here. What we need to copy, this is the Ansible server. You can see Ansible server, this is the public key, right? We have already running this command cat, right? So copy this key from here to here directly, right? Now I'm saving it. What I did, I've copied public key from the Ansible system to the Kubernetes master machine in the authorization key, right? Authorized key. Okay, now it is copy. We can see here this, we have added this one, right? This line we have added. Now what will happen after that? You can see here, test the passwordless connection from the Ansible server. We will go directly using this server from the Ansible server. This is our Ansible server, and this is Ansible control. We are just trying. We will connect it from SSH in Ubuntu, and this is a public IP for this master server, right? So you can see this is a master server, right? And this is the public IP. Now I'm putting enter. It is asking. See, it is connected successfully to master node. You can see here. When I am doing exit from this server, we will reach out directly to the Ansible node. You can see. So passwordless connection is completed between Ansible control node to the master node directly. Okay. Now we have done this thing. Then this passwordless connection is completed. Now next slide we will create a connection between the Jenkins and the Ansible. And set Maven path. We already set this path in the global configuration tool. Maven path we already set. So we need to do this configuration in Jenkins configuration system and publish over SSS things. So go to the Jenkins, right, and configure system. And you can see here publish over SSS. I'm adding the add here, and we need to give the name. This for Ansible server we are creating, and this is the private IP for the Ansible machine, right? So you can see here, we will go here, Ansible system is here, and private IP is this one. Sorry, I think we have a next step. Yeah, here, and username is NS admin, which you have created. In advanced option, you will use the password authentication, right? Right. We will test the configuration. Success, right? So here we have done this step, right? And after in the next step, we can see here, we will create the connection between the Jenkins and Kubernetes, right? We will using this connection for copying the playbook to the Kubernetes master instance, right? So we need to connect to the enter the password authentication on Kubernetes master node. Let's check whether this is enabled or not in the master node. So how can we check? We have already connected with the master node. You can see here, this is connected with the master node, right? See here. This is password authentication is no. So we need to do it, yes, right? See, we need to restart, reload the services, SSD services, right? This is restarted, right? Now we need to change the password for the Ubuntu. New password, I'm using the ANS admin for remembering it, right? This password is changed successfully. Now we are okay because password has changed successfully. So we need to add in the manage Jenkins configuration system publish over SS. We need to one more add name Kubernetes server, right? So we are creating connection between Jenkins and Kubernetes. So I told earlier we can create this connection, or we can directly go and paste that two playbooks over in the Kubernetes master machine. That is optional thing, right? So I am adding one more server here, Kubernetes server, and you can see this required public IP for Kubernetes instance, right? Because both are the different VPCs, right? So I am going Kubernetes. This is the master machine, and this is the public IP, right? I am copying here, right? And using the Ubuntu user and advanced using the password authentication. And now we need to test connection. Now it is success, right? It's meant to be successfully created the connection between Jenkins to Kubernetes server. And also here we created earlier connection between the Jenkins and Ansible server, right? Both two connections we have created here. Now I'm saving these things. Now we have completed this slide also. Now we need to check the GitHub URL and the Jenkins instance, go and run the Git, because Git is by default it not installed in the Amazon MI, right? So this is the master node, don't required. We're looking for Jenkins. This is Jenkins machine, right? And you can see we have already given the name Jenkins here, right? And here Git, we can check here. Git is not there, so we need to install Git here. Oh, sorry. You can see here Git is installed, right? Now we will use this repository for code and other things. And also you can see here in the host file for GitHub, we need to Kubernetes instance private IP. I think this is a private IP. Let's check, right? And I'm going to the GitHub URL, this one. I'm going to the Kubernetes folder, because all those things I have pasted here, right? And you can see this is a host file here. And here we need to add the Kubernetes public IP, not private IP, because it is something, because both are the different VPCs, so we need to use the public IP, right? So Kubernetes public IP, you can see here. This is master machine, right? And this is a public IP. So we will go here in the tab and edit it. Change this IP. Okay. Now I'm saving it. Okay. Now commit changes. We have done, right? And also we will go into the Ansible machine with root user, and we will log in with the Docker Hub. So I just want to show you Docker Hub details here. Docker Hub login, hub.docker.com. If you don't have any account, you need to create your account here. This is already there. You can see updated 7 hours ago. This file will update it here again, right? So let's log in with this here Ansible system. Ansible system we have, because Ansible system, I think this one is Ansible server, right? So I'm logging with sudo user. And I am running this command docker login, and username I am using here. What is user you can use here for login it. This is login successfully. Why we are doing login here? When we will create a Docker file in Ansible system, we need to push the Docker file to the Docker Hub. So that time we need connections, right? So for this reason, I'm creating it here, right? Creating the connections over here, right? So we have done these steps. Now we need to create the jobs. We can give any name, but I'm giving this name CI. So go to the here. I'm creating the new job. This is CI job. You can see here. I'm selecting Maven project, right? And this is the URL, GitHub URL, which we need to add, use here. This Git option, we will select it and we will paste it here. And actually we are using main. Our branch name is main, so we are using main. You can use master if you are using master. And build section, we need to copy clean install and package, right? And in the post build action, go to the post build action and select this send build artifacts over SSH. You can see here we have created earlier two SSH connections, so we are getting here Ansible and Kubernetes both connection here, right? So first we will select the Ansible server and source file. We need to select from four to five files over here. I will explain these files later on in this demo, each and every file. And I am removing the prefix. And we want to put it in the Kubernetes, right? And we just want to remove this folder from the remove prefix, right? Kubernetes, right? So what this will do, it will copy all those files in the Kubernetes folder in the Ansible system, right? Because you are connecting with Ansible server, right? And this is the files. And second build, what we will do here, create one more Ansible server here, and for the war file, and we will copy this war file here from this place, right? And we will remove prefix this one, and we will put it in same path, Kubernetes or OPT Kubernetes, right? Same path we will put, right? So you can see we are using here Ansible playbook. See this one. So before this is our CD pipeline. Actually, what this playbook will do, it will copy the Docker image, create the Docker image, and push that to the uh, Docker Hub. So let me explain all those files, then we will move ahead. Time for now, I'm saving this file here because we have created our CI job, right? So go to that. Here you can see Kubernetes. We are using one host file. You can see here. I'm enlarging it so you can see here. First in the you can see is the Kubernetes Docker file. Second is the host. Create simple DevOps image, right? And next one is you can see here image.yml, Kubernetes Amit deployment.yml, and Kubernetes Amit services.yml. These are the 5 files are there. So I will explain those things here. One file is a host. You can see we created two groups, one for the Ansible server, one for the Kubernetes, right? So this is the master public IP server where we will deploy this Kubernetes or application. So we have divided into two parts, right? Kubernetes and Ansible server. Ansible server is a local host things where we will create the build, Docker build, and upload to the Docker Hub. That thing we will do it here. So in the host file we have done, and you can see here in the Docker file, you can see here Docker file, we are just taking the Tomcat image from the Docker Hub and creating this var, copying the var file to Tomcat home directory. That's it. We are doing only this thing in Tomcat one, right? So when we will run this, we will first take the image Tomcat to the local system, then we will create that copy it, right? Now you can now third file is create simple DevOps image, right? You can see here host create simple DevOps image.yml, this one. You can see here we are hosting this in the Ansible server. We are creating two groups, right? Ansible server and Kubernetes. So we are running this playbook in the Ansible server only. So what we will do here, task, we will just create a build using the build command, and this is the name of the image, right? And we will take all those details from this here. And after that, we are creating the tag over here, because tag name, we are adding our account name slash image name, because when we want to upload to the Docker Hub, it is necessary to add our uh, username, right? And after creating the tab, we will push this image to the Docker Hub. We already connected in Ansible, so it will push to the Docker Hub, right? And after pushing to the Docker Hub, it will remove the token images from the Ansible server. Actually, it is creating the three images here, Tomcat and simple DevOps image, and MN2 DevOps, simple DevOps image. Three images, it will delete it. And we are using ignore error S. Why? Because it's first time it will not get this files, so it will give the error. So for ignoring, we are doing it. So in the CD job, we are doing only these things, right? And after that, you can see we are using this Kubernetes Amit deployment.yml. What is this? I'm explaining it also. You can Kubernetes Amit deployment.yml. I'm opening this file. You can see here. This is the host, the Kubernetes, right? The group name is there, and user we are using Ubuntu because Ubuntu is using in the Kubernetes, right? And here what we'll do, what we will just go and run this file. This playbook, this is create a deployment, and deployment file will run with this file. This is amit.deploy. So we need to copy this file to the Kubernetes server, or we can create it, go and manually create these files, right? Amit.deploy. And we will come back on this restart later on, right? Now we have one more file is services Kubernetes Amit services.yml. You can see here in this host is Kubernetes and same user Ubuntu you will use, and it will just run that command for apply minus of Amit services.yml. It is run this command in the Kubernetes server. This is Amit services is there. So we need to copy this services and deployment both file to the Kubernetes, or we will create a connection as I told earlier and move to this file directly to the Kubernetes from using the Jenkins, right? So in this folder, we have both files available. You can see amit deployment.yml. I'm explaining this thing also. You can see this is Kubernetes file and it is containing API version kind. You can see deployment and you can see replica is 2. It means it will create a 2 replica and you can see it is showing this image name. It is mn2 simple DevOps image, which is creating all this. And image pull quality is always, it means it will all is a small change, it will create that build that services every time, right? If you doesn't change is there, then even it will create it, right? So this is the deployment file for Kubernetes, and this is services file for Kubernetes. You can see here the kind is service, right? And you can see here selectors, we are using this for the Amit DevOps project, right? And type is load balancer. Actually, these are 3 types of services are there: load balancer, node port, and cluster IP, right? And you can see it is also accessible in the node port IP 31200, right? So this is thing services it will create, right? So apart from this, our Tomcat, our Maven will take the file from here. Web apps is here, you can see. And in web apps, you can see it is here and index.jsp is there. So when we will run our application, we will get this output, right? So I hope I will explain all those files which we will use in this POC. So you can see I've explained these things and we have configured both things per CI pipe, right? So let's check and run whether it is working or not, right? Because in the next one, we need to create the CCD job. So let's check first CI is running or not. Currently I'm doing it manually and later we will configure automatically, right? You can see here. It is take first time it is running, it is taking some time because it will take some dependency, download some dependency for the Maven. You can see here build successful and it is copied 5 file to the over there in Ansible system. Let's go and see in the Ansible system. This is our Ansible system, right? And we can see CT OPT Kubernetes. We can see it is just copied, right? 5 files, right? You can see. And you can see finish success. It means successfully transfer those files, created that image and pushed to the Docker Hub. Let's check in the Docker Hub. You can see this is showing 7 hours ago. Let me refresh it. You can see just few seconds ago, right? And also you can see here, if you'll see here Docker images, but we will not find anything because in this after uploading to the Docker Hub, we are removing all those images from here, from the Ansible system. So our CD job is ready. Now go and create the CD pipe, CD thing. CI is ready. Now we need to create the new item right here again. So you can see here, this one, I'm selecting this one. This is a freestyle project. Okay, now we need to go to Git. We will take codes from the Git, same URL I'm using, and I'm using the main branch, right? So after that, we can create some Kubernetes SSS server, Kubernetes server, because we need to do copy some file to the Kubernetes site. So I'm copying it, Kubernetes server connections and source system I'm using. No, source system is this one. We need to copy these two files, right? Amit deploy.yml and Amit service.yml. And we need to remove the prefix, this one, right? And we need to copy in the local path of Ubuntu. I will show you in the that we are here in Ubuntu. We are home path. We can see we don't have any file over here, right? Currently. So we will copy two files over there. Right now we need to execute the playbooks, two playbooks from here, right? You can see here. So we need to create one more server here, that is Ansible server, and we will run only the playbooks over here. I am just expanding it. You can see this first playbook, this run opt Kubernetes host, and it will take the host file from here. And in host file, we are creating the groups. I'm showing you again, maybe a host file. You can see here. I'm just copying. It's taking time. Let's click on here. And you can see here in the host file, we already configured two groups, Ansible server and Kubernetes. So based on this, it will deploy this playbooks, right? So you can see here, we are taking deploying Kubernetes amid deployment.yml. We can see Kubernetes amid deployment.yml. You can see we are hosting Kubernetes and deploying this script. This script is already copied in that server, right? And similarly, we can see Kubernetes services.yml. We will again run this amit.services.yml. That's it, right? In the Kubernetes host, same thing. We will run all those things in the Kubernetes. So you can see here, we were here, right? So these two files we are copied here, right? And before this, when it will run, before that, this script will execute and it will copy to script to this location, right? And this location, these two files will use in this script, right? So it is done from here. I'm apply and save it. So just I'm going over there. It is nothing is there, right? And you can see here kubectl get all. It is running quite slow. See, we don't have anything, only default cluster IP is there, right? So let's check. I'm running the cd job, manually building it from here, right? And see what is happening. It is transferred to files over here. You can see here. You can see two files are copied from there to here, which is used for the deployment. You can see deployment is going on in Kubernetes system, right? So two playbooks, they are running, and you can see finish success, right? It means you can see here kubectl get all. It will show two deployment is still not ready, and you can see one service is created. This is load balancer, right? You can see here, and node port is 31200, right? Actually, it will take some time because it is running slow due to because this region is because you have used T2 macro for all the clusters environment. So it will take a little bit time, but it will work, right? So let's wait for until it is ready. Deployment is going on. Actual pod is not created. Nothing is created. Deployment is under progress. So it will take some time, right? So let's go and do some next activity over here. You can see we can see we need to link CI and CD job post build action. We need to add add this job. So go over the Jenkins, right? This is CI job. I am configuring it, right? You can see post build action. We have build other projects, right? So you selected this. Go to scroll up. We can see build other project. I am giving the path here, right? CT path. No comma, no comma. Okay, it is done. Now I'm applying and save it. Now you can see here, it is showing our downstream project is showing this CD, and we will click on here. You can see upstream project will come CI. It means both projects are running. And when you open the CI configuration, we can see here we will configure this thing when trigger only build is stable. That and only that the CD will start, right? So this is done. Let's see what happened to the our cluster. I'm doing get all again. You can see our cluster is ready, right? You can see two pods is created. One service load balancer is created over here, and you can see one deployment is created, and our deployment set is also created because we have chosen the two deployment set. Current is 2 and it is 2, and it is running two pods over here. You can see same number is there, same number. F5B is the same number is created over here. So it is two pod will it is running. And if you want to check where pod is running in which node, kubectl get pod minus o wide. So we can check it out. Pods are running one in this instance 37, and another is running on the 117, both nodes, right? Node 1 and node 2, it is running. Okay, so it is running fine. Now we need to configure webhook, right? We need to test it again. We can test it this thing because we have already done it. So let's test it. Before testing, I need to configure something for the webhook configuration for automatic deployment. So we need to enable this GitHub hook trigger. So we are still open this one. So I'm selecting this one, GitHub hook trigger. It means whenever we're checking the code in the GitHub, it will trigger this job. This is CI job, right? So I'm done. I'm applying it and I've saved it, right? So we have done for the automatic deployment, we have done, and also we need to configure something here in the setting. You can see here in the Jenkins public IP is required for that configures in this GitHub. You can see here webhook configuration. We need to edit it, and I will add the Jenkins public IP. So I will get Jenkins public IP from here. See public Jenkins public IP, right? So I am putting it here. You can create a new if you don't create it earlier. Same path, we can copy whole path over here and update. I'm updating it because I already created, right? You can see here, right? Same path, 5291.0.225, right? 20225, right? So we have done. Oh, so we have done this configuration here, right? Now, next step is we need to take the clone the system, clone this git clone. We can do it anywhere, but I will do in the Jenkins system. And this is the master node. Okay, net Jenkins. This is our Jenkins system, right? It is cloned, right? Now I will go to the where our index starts just JSP is there. You can see here index JSP, right? So you can see here cat index.jsp what is there. You can see here this is the comments we are getting here. Now our cluster is ready already, so we need to test it, and we will do it after that. We will do it automatically, right? First it is running fine, so we can go and test it, right? Our application, we will do it manually, right? Automatically, right? So still we can use any of the master node or any of the worker node and node port ID and web apps. This is URL, right? So I'm opening here for that. So see, we have a EC2 instance here. This is our master node public IP, right? So I'm copying, and node port IP 31200. I will show you where I'm getting it. See here 31200, right? And this is our IP and slash web app. We can see here we are getting, but we are not getting. So we need to go and check the security group, right? Let's go and check. This is security group for the master server, and I am opening for this security group for the node server also. Right. You can see here edit inbound rule. You can see it is not open for the 30,000, but we requirement is our 31200. So I'm just editing it 31200. We can add new one also. Save rule, right? And same thing I am doing here in this node group also 31200. save rule, right? Now I am copying this public IP for the node system also. Now it is running. After changing, it is run, right? Now I'm 31200 slash web app. See, it is running, right? And now we can access via the second node. This is the public IP. 31200 slash web app. You can see it is working fine, right? So whatever we have seen here, you can see in the Jenkins machine, the same message we are getting here, right? So now we need to edit it, this index.jsp. I mean to say developer is changing some code here and we need to change directly this output. And internally it will happen, it will create the build and create the image, then deploy, update the Docker Hub and deploy all those things in the Kubernetes using the playbooks. That will happening internally and we will see only output will be changed or not. This automatic deployment, right, for this pipeline. So I am using here AWS instance of that. I'm using AWS Amazon Linux 2 using the COPS, right? I'm using here CI/CD pipeline, right? So we can get it. So I'm saving this file here and check the Git status. We can see it is showing. So I'm committing it -a -m updated. We need to set it first, right? Setting the username also. Now I am running it, committing it again. It is updated, right? Now I am checking the Git status, what is showing here. Only we need to push it. Before pushing it, I want to show you something over here. We have one build for the CI and one build for the CD. So it will, when it will run, it will create automatically second build for both, right? So let's, one thing. And second thing is here you can see we have 55 commits. Then it will, when we will commit it, it will show 56, right? Git push. It is pushing, is asking for my GitHub credentials. It is done. You can see committed, right? Now I'm just refreshing it. You can see 56. It is changed from 5 to 56, right? Now code is updated here. Now I'm going to the CI side. It is still not started. Just wait for, you can see just started, second one, right? And you can see it is started running over here. And it is creating the Maven build. Maven build is success, transferring 5 file on Ansible server. Go on Ansible server. I will show you. See here, Docker images I'm going to show you here. Nothing is here. ls -11 to show you. You can see time has changed, right? Okay. Now Docker images, just check it out where we are getting here or not. I think it is removed. Maybe let me check what is a success actually. Now it is removed it, and you can see it is starting the this deployment job for CD. You can see here CD job is started automatically. Second one, you can see here it is already transferred two files on that and on the host machine here. You can I'm clearing it all those things. You can sorry ls minus l only. You can see this state is updated, right? You can see it is success, right? It means you can see Docker images here. No, it is we need to check the Kubernetes, right? kubectl get all, right? You can see here. Now it is changed, right? And earlier this name was different. You can see deployment has changed, right? And no, I think it is showing deployment is 16 minutes. I think it will deployment is still progress, right? It is so age is showing 14 minutes still. So let's wait. It will deploy. It will take some time. Still, it is not deployed so far, as per my understanding. It is a success finish, but it will take some time. Let's wait. Meanwhile, I'm just going the master node. I'm refreshing it. Nothing is happening because still I seems no. It is changed, right? You can see here. It is changed directly here. And let's check again here. It is changed here, right? And let's check here. It is changed, right? So let's check here again, get all what is happening here. Oh, here you can see here our replica set is this one is the older one 16 minutes before, and new replica set is deployed with 49 seconds before, right? So you can see ports will be created with the same ID. You can see two ports are created with the same ID here, right? And both ports are creating 47 seconds before and 46 seconds before, right? So we are getting the updated one. But here you can see the just few seconds before we are getting here port detail with these five. This is different ID you can see here, and it was 15 minutes before, right? When we have created earlier one, right? And now it is showing in 15 seconds before. And earlier this replica set was running this one, two desired and two current. But here you can see replica set is running our this one. This one is 0, 0 because all those things are deleted. And this is new replica set is created for this, for the new changes, right? So you can see same thing is showing. You can see now it is showing 2 minutes 21 seconds, right? See, this is new one, new deployment, and it's a changes has been done, right? So we have completed this demo, end-to-end demo. It was there, and we have completed automatic deployment for those things. And the AWS instance, this we have done. Now, in the next demo, I will covering same thing, creating the Kubernetes cluster and CI/CD pipeline on the GCP instance. This is 8 and 9 both video on the GCP. In the 8 I will create the cluster, and 9th I will deploy those things, automatic deployment on the same cluster on using the GCP cloud, right? So I hope you got this thing. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Happy learning. See you in the next video. Thanks.